Good morning, girls. I'm getting things started today in the kitchen by making an oldie but a goodie, which I'm so excited for. I am making a warm chia bowl to start this very chilly, snowy day. And in today's video, I want to go through all of my favorite wellness trends that I think we should be embracing in 2024. There have been a lot of wellness trends over the years. Many I've spoken about with you, many I've shared with you, many that I have also shared I'm not a huge fan of. So I have scoured the blogs, the internet, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, all of the social media platforms to look for the 2024 wellness trends. And I'm going to go through a list of ones that I think are actually worth us embracing in today's video. You girls know how much I love a smoothie in the morning, and I'm somebody who has consumed a smoothie pretty much every single morning for 13 to 14 years. I find it to be the easiest way to cram in a ton of nutrition, phytonutrient, and plant diversity. However, I will say in the cooler months, and I've mentioned this in years past, in the cooler months, especially as there's snow, it's a little bit more gray, a smoothie, a juice definitely wakes me up, but I'm craving food that's a bit heartier in the morning. And I think it's really important as we now are in 2024 that we focus on that personalized wellness. And you guys know how much I am a fan and a believer in bio-individual nutrition. Obviously, that is my degree and something that I have studied, and also is something that I implement in my practice as well as inside the Living Well membership area. And I am so excited to see this as something that's trending in the health and wellness space, because I have been preaching this for well over a decade, that personalized nutrition is so important. We have different needs, and so just paying attention to our body, our intuition, which I say is always something that should be first and foremost on our health and wellness journey, paying attention to our body and our individual needs will truly move the needle more than anything else that we discuss in today's video or anything else that you see here on my channel. Paying attention to what your body is craving and what you may be lacking and needing is one of the most important things that we can do. So I'm really excited to see that personalized health and wellness and being intuitive is definitely something that's trending for 2024. And like I was saying with that smoothie, I love a smoothie in the morning. It makes me feel so energetic. I feel like I've checked a really great box for my health because I cram in a ton. You girls know that, especially if you're members of Living Well. I like to use herbal teas as the base of my smoothie. I put in a ton of different plant nutrients in there. I bulk it up with some healthy fats. I cram it in there. But I'm on this quest, this glow up to 40, as I'm calling it, and I'm working out a lot more earlier in the day. And with that workout, I find myself craving something to chew, a little bit heartier food, and also a bit more protein. And I'm not a huge fan of protein powder. Not that, well, I have a lot of thoughts on this, but there are some beautiful clean brands out there. You've seen me talk about them over the years. And so it's not that I'm against all protein powders. I just simply don't like the taste. And I love to enjoy my smoothies and taste all of those beautiful phytonutrients. So I'm not a big fan of putting protein powder in my smoothie. Again, it's a personal preference, not necessarily, unless you're using a low quality protein, not necessarily a health recommendation. But with that being said, I would rather eat my protein in the morning. So doing a warming chia bowl, which is rich in protein, healthy fats, and of course, fiber. And in addition to that, many days now, I'm having some eggs in the morning. So I'll do some eggs. I've even been doing it over a little bit of beans. So sometimes I'll do it with a little bit of lentils and chickpeas or kidney beans and lentils. And I'm doing a soft egg, a poached egg over top of that with some greens and a little bit of avocado. So I'm exploring as my needs, as I'm lifting heavier weights more frequently, I'm seeing that my need for protein has increased. So instead of staying rigid in things I've been doing for 13, 14 years every single day, instead of staying rigid, I am open and I love being self-aware. I think self-awareness is honestly one of the best qualities somebody can have, but I'm aware and I'm intuitively listening to what my body needs, and I'm craving a bit more protein. And when we think about personalized wellness, I always talk about the importance of personalized supplementation. You hear me talk about supplements quite a bit and the need to be a very conscious consumer because not all supplements are created equal. We have talked about that a lot here in this space. And also, I'm a big fan of keeping our bodies agile. So we can get into a rut just taking the same thing over and over again. But unless, again, it's really moving that needle, I think it's important to explore other options that are out there. And I am so excited because I am working with Fatty 15 on today's video, and they are a one-of-a-kind, absolutely groundbreaking omega. So we know the need for omegas in our body. We've talked about this a lot, whether it is cardiovascular health, whether it is brain health, immune health. Of course, from a beautiful aging perspective, it is so important to our joints, our skin, our tissue, our cellular health to have essential fatty acids. And so there's a lot of research out there on fatty acids and which ones are best, but there always seems to be a little bit of a gap because with these fatty acids, again, we have to be extremely conscientious of the brands that we are purchasing because many of these are not up to my quality standards and not something that I would recommend. The really unique aspect about Fatty 15, there's quite a few of them, but they are utilizing an odd chain fatty acid, which is very different than any other omega-3 fatty acids that are on the market. And the science and the research that has gone into this product is truly top tier, which you all know is extremely important to me because I vet every supplement and I rarely recommend supplements outside of a few reputable brands. And that is because there's very little research to actually back up the claims. So whenever there's a company who's willing to do the groundwork and the legwork and roll up their sleeves to effectively prove what is scientifically true, I will be forever a fan. So I have been taking Fatty 15 now for the last 3 weeks, and boy, oh boy, when we think about our overall energy and our mood and our cognition, and of course our skin health with this very dry, cold weather, I don't know if we often equate that many of those conditions can actually be beautifully supported by a fatty acid. And that's where Fatty 15 has been an integral part of my journey thus far. And so right away, I noticed that I had a better stability in my mood. I am taking this alongside lunch because this form of odd chain fatty acids is also extremely supportive to our overall energy levels. And so while I do like to eat a light, nourishing lunch that leaves me sustained and full, it is a lot of work for our body to break down foods. And when we can support our digestive system with a beautiful fatty acid like the one inside Fatty 15, it gives us more energy and more resilience, which is of course something I'm looking for all day, but especially in my second half of the day. And if you're somebody who finds yourself craving something a little bit sweet or salty at 2 or 3 p.m., then I would highly recommend that you give the Fatty 15 a try because it helps with satiety as well. So aside from immune health, of course, cognitively, we know the benefit of fatty acids. So of course, cognition, again, like I said, that metabolic response to help us feeling full and satiated immune health is really substantially supported by these essential fatty acids. So it is really important as we move into these cooler months with less exposure to vitamin D that we do pay close attention to our immune system. And then from a mood perspective, just a more stabilized mood, because I am taking this right in that afternoon time, I find that it really helps me stay calm. I feel calm, but I feel energized at the same time. And we know that fatty acids can help promote deeper, more restful sleep. And so if you're sleeping better, of course, you're going to feel better the next day as well. So I always say that as conscious consumers, we want to be sure that we're taking supplements that move the needle from a cellular standpoint, because this is a resilient fatty acid, that it can actually impact and improve our overall cellular health by integrating itself into the cell membrane. So if you're interested in trying Fatty 15, I will have my link for you in the description box down below, as well as the first pinned comment. Okay, girls, a major in for me are mocktails. I know that mocktails are all of the rage, but if you have been a subscriber of my channel for any period of time, but especially over the last 2 years, I have been talking about Spritzers. So to me, Spritzers are kind of an elevated mocktail per se, because what we do with Spritzers is that we add functional ingredients that really level up our overall health and wellness goals. So one of the Spritzers that I'm making today is the lemon ginger tonic Spritzer, and I'm going to go ahead and add in some mineral drops. These are incredible for our overall hydration, our brain function, metabolic function, and energy. Very important to be getting our minerals in each day. I'm also adding in some cell food silica. I love this one for bone health, joint health, skin, hair, teeth, nails. And then cell food original is incredible for getting oxygen to your cells. And then, of course, all of the beautiful benefits of the lemon ginger tonic. So when I add in these anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, digestive boosting, liver detoxification, hormone supportive ingredients in the tonic, and we put that together with all of our different tinctures and our drops, I'm going to muddle it up with a little bit of mint and then put some sliced cucumbers in here. We've got ourselves a delicious mocktail is the in for 2024, but for me, I call them Spritzers. And to me, Spritzers, I think, are so critically important for our overall health, but especially as we're trying to level up in the new year. So this is definitely a major in for me, because it is a beautiful way, one, to get more of the lemon ginger tonic into you, but you can do this with so many other recipes, and I will have other videos linked for you in the description box down below where I share a ton of different Spritzers, because wow, oh wow, it's a beautiful way to get an extra nutrient, bring a little bit of sunshine and brightness to your day. As far as the mocktail trend, over here in my space, we call them Spritzers, because we are definitely layering in a ton of functional and medicinal properties into our drinks. And so I am all for the mocktail trend in 2024. So I'm continuing to double down on a whole body approach to wellness, because as a holistic and functional nutritionist, it's extremely important to me to take care of the inside of my body, obviously through food, nutrition, and strategic supplementation. That is not a surprise. That's something I've been sharing with you guys forever, but externally as well. And on my Glow Up to 40, I've been talking a lot about externally, how I'm lifting heavier weights, how I'm adding in tretinoin to my skincare journey. I'm also embracing using our sauna because I think it's really important to pause and take a break during your day. It doesn't have to be every day, but a few times a week to do these acts of self-care. So I love doing a magnesium soak bath. That's something that's obviously been trending and is continuing to be trending into 2024. And also approaching this whole body approach as a little bit of self-care. Before I hop into the shower, I do think it's really incredible to add in some red light therapy. So our sauna does have red light therapy, but even if it's just a red light wand, a red light mask, doing a red light panel. There's some beautiful panels from Juve and Higher Dose. There's some really great red light panels that you can add in. That is wonderful for our cellular health, our mitochondria. It's incredible for our blood-brain barrier. The research on red light therapy is endless. If you would like me to share more of my thoughts on red light therapy, I would be happy to do that in a future video. Some of the things that are trending in 2023 and definitely into 2024 are castor oil packs, which actually makes me so happy because back 14 years ago, when I first got into my health and wellness journey, the two things I started was, it was warm water with lemon in the morning, it was a smoothie, and the two other things were oil pulled and castor oil packs. So I love 14 years later to see that these are actually trending. I think it's like one of the most old school, like it reminds me of like the 70s wellness era when you would go to, you know, like a little store on the corner with a mom or your grandma, and your mom used to go to these stores on the corner to get home remedies. And the number one home remedy back in like the 60s and 70s was castor oil and castor oil packs. But I've been using castor oil forever. I used it to induce both of my labors with Ronan and Sawyer. I had both of them at 41 weeks. I did so with a doula and a midwife. I did natural childbirth with both of them. And so castor oil was something that I definitely used to help induce labor when I hit that like 41 and a half, nearly 42 week mark for the kids. But when I think about our whole body approach, of course, we do so much here in my space to nourish ourselves from the inside out. And on this Glow Up to 40, I'm nourishing myself from the outside in as well. I've talked about how I'm on a tretinoin journey and how I have been adding the castor oil in to help with my skin barrier because the tretinoin can be extremely drying. But one of the wellness trends that I want all of us to embrace is castor oil packs. So as I said, 14 years ago, I was doing these. It wasn't as nifty as it is now, but I was doing them on my thyroid because many of you know I'm recovering Hashimoto's thyroiditis. That was actually what really, well, it was one of the first few things I will say that really opened my eyes to push me to go back to nutrition school. I was having severe anxiety. My fingers were going numb at 22 and 23 years old. All of that was linked to my thyroid. But it was at that point I realized like what I was eating was impacting how I felt, was impacting how I was thinking. Again, this was, well, if I'm 39 and this was 22, this was 17 years ago when it started. And then 15 years ago is when I kind of took the plunge and went back to school. So I think it's really important though, with a little bit of this low hanging fruit, like the castor oil packs, I love that this is a trend again. I have been recommending this to my clients, and the girls and moms need to be healthy too for years and years and years. It is such a simple yet extremely effective way to support our body. So I will link the packs that I have for you guys down below. I used to have the ones that you would tie and have to lay down with. You could either wear them around for like an hour in the morning, which I think is something that's really helpful for a lot of my busy moms, or you can sleep in them overnight. I also like to use these in conjunction with the heat and the red light therapy in the sauna. So you could do this 3 to 4 times per week, and if you're diligent with it, you will see tremendous results. Also, as I mentioned, I do use castor oil on my face about 3 or 4 times per week in the evening time because I am on that tretinoin journey on my Glow Up to 40, but it's a really beautiful way to support your body. And then as mentioned, I did use it to induce natural childbirth with both Ronan and Sawyer because they were comfy and cozy. So I'm going to have a little bit more of my electrolytes because it is so important when we're sweating like that. I can already feel that I wasn't chugging enough water beforehand. You can get a little bit of a headache. You can definitely get lightheaded. So it is important to nourish ourselves when we're participating in these activities. Or even if you just take a hot magnesium soak detox bath, which is also, as I said, definitely a wellness trend in 2024. I still encourage you to do a little bit of electrolytes, and even more so, I like to take a charcoal 20 minutes before to help bind to any of those toxins and really help flush them out of your body. I hope that you all enjoyed today's video. I'm so excited for 2024 and all of the incredible, fresh, and inspiring content that I have planned for you. And let me know in the comment section down below what wellness trends you are most focused on, which ones are most inspiring to you, and then some of the wellness trends that you would also like to see left behind, because there are definitely many of them that I think potentially don't serve us long term. And so I would love to hear from you. What are your favorite wellness trends that you're looking forward to? And if you're interested in trying Fatty 15, I will have them linked for you in the description box down below, as well as the first pinned comment. And if you like today's video, you can let me know by giving it a big thumbs up. And now the subscribe button is right over here on the screen. Give that a click. That way you don't miss a single video. And I hope to see you back here next Thursday.